Hello Scrappy friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a patriotic layout for you using the All-American Blast collection. Of course, this collection is perfect for patriotic pages, and the page I'm going to show you today is actually one from my new cutting guide that I just finished, but it hasn't been published out on my blog yet, so it'll be up there soon. But I just finished it, and it's I'm calling it a quick and cute plus, because I'm only going to make one cutting guide with this collection because it is a smaller collection. It's not a full collection. It just has paper, stickers, and embellishments. And because of that, I decided just to do one set of cutting guides. So the layout I'm going to show you is from that cutting guide. And these are the papers I'm going to use. I'm going to create onto 2 pieces of white cardstock, bring in 1 piece of cranberry cardstock. I'm going to bring in the cut apart sheet. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And then I'm going to bring in, of course, this firework paper. I love this one. It's one of my favorites in the collection. And then I have some blue check paper here and a little scrap of the turquoise star paper. Of course, my stickers and the medium circle in our custom cutting system. Okay, let me put this away. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing we want to do with this layout is we need to draw a line across the top of our white cardstock. I'm going to come down 1 inch and then just draw a really light line with a pencil, because we are going to create a banner flowing right here underneath that line. So I need to do it on the second piece as well. There we go. Both pieces have our line. Put this aside for a minute while we bring in the custom cutting system and get some circles cut. First circles we want to cut, again, we're using the medium template, and I'm going to use the red blade on the inside track, and I'm going to cut 5 circles. We're going to set the 5 circles aside and bring in the turquoise star paper, this time the green blade. For this one, I'm going to cut 3 circles. There we go. And before we put the custom cutting system away, let me bring in the matte card piece of paper. It's this one right here. This one has beautiful flowers on the opposite side. And what I did with the cutting guide, when I first opened the cutting guide and started getting ready to make my layouts, I went ahead and cut 1 sheet. It comes with 2. I cut 1 sheet apart into all the different sections and dispersed them throughout my different layouts. This layout has this piece right here, and it does make a difference because on the banners that we're going to create, we're actually going to use the floral section. So for today's layout, I'm going to just trim this one out right here and use it to cut 3 circles out of the floral side. There, I only got 2 circles out. So what I need to do is come back with my template and cut some half circles over here. Since I'm using this little scrap, I wanted to make sure I showed this. So if you're using something else, or you happen to have another scrap of the floral piece, then you don't have to go through everything that I'm showing you right now. You just need to get 3 circles cut out. I'm going to use this side of the paper and do 2 half circles. That'll give me enough circles to continue the design I need to do. But I do need to cut the rest of the circles in half. So what I like to do is I like to give them a little bit of a crease first so I know where the half is, and then line it up and cut it. And I'm going to do that with the floral pieces, the stars, and the red pieces. we're ready to begin assembling the banner portion. So I'm going to start with a half of a red and then a star piece. I'll adhere them together like that, then adhere it under the pencil line. And once we do that, we won't even notice the pencil line at all. Then I'll come back in with a floral piece, put it right next to it, and then keep rotating until I go all the way across. Okay, I went ahead and got all that adhered down off camera so you wouldn't have to sit and watch me adhere. But basically, I did exactly what I said. I just layered them up and adhered them across the pencil line I had there. But now I want to continue to decorate this banner up here. So let me grab my sticker sheets. I'm going to use several of the border stickers on the sheet. I'm going to start with the ones that look like rainbow. Now I know there's turquoise in this layout, and I feel like I wasn't too sure about the turquoise and how I was gonna like it. But once I got in and just did a couple layouts using the turquoise, everything else I have is more patriotic, but I did do a couple with the turquoise. This is one of them. And I think that they came out pretty good. So I had to embrace the turquoise and I ended up really liking it. So I'm gonna take the rainbow border sticker and just line it up on top of this bigger banner with the circle cutouts. Just going to rest it right on top like that. And it's okay if it's not 100% perfect, because we're going to come back in with one more thing. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. So I wasn't too thrilled with the seam showing, so I decided to use one of these fun strips. Didn't want to use the whole width, so I decided to cut this one in half. What I did was, now it's pretty sticky, and I just want it split exactly in half. So it gives me a little line right there that I'm going to line up onto my trimmer mat. On my cut line, and I did get it stuck on there pretty good, so let me make sure, and it looks like it should cut nicely. Let's hope. I got a little bit off, but it's okay, I'll live with it. A little bit short on that side. Let's see if I could piece this together. I'm going to trim it. Didn't check the bottom as closely, and I should have. That's okay. I think I'm going to be able to get this to work. Keep this little sliver, and let's start on this side, right across that seam. And I'm going to make sure that I could see the little white opening of the rainbow banner at the top. So if I have to, I'm going to scoot it down just a tad. There we go. Same thing on the other side. Now this one I'm going to piece together. And we'll take our little sliver here and work it back in this direction. Now, unfortunately, there might be a little bit of a seam there, but I don't think it's going to be too noticeable. So when you're measuring, check the whole way down to make sure it is lined up before you cut. So the next thing is to bring in this beautiful firework paper, and I'm going to cut a strip lengthwise this way for this side, but over here I'm going to take this block, I think, and turn it and put a block for photos here. So this will be a little photo strip going across here, and then I'll have a block over here. That way I can tie this piece in to both sides. So over here, I'm going to put some smaller photos. So I'm going to cut this one at 4 3/8. So that'll be for that side. And then I'm going to turn this one on this side. I'm going to cut it by 9 3/8. Like that, and then I'll turn it this way and cut it into a 6-inch block. This is not a directional piece of paper, so it works really well for this design. You can have one going horizontally and another one going vertically. So if you're using different paper for this design, make sure that you maybe pay attention to the direction of the paper before you cut. This one I want to be about 1/4 inch from the bottom. That looks pretty good. Let me line this up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm going to bring it all the way to the inseam here on the right side and then go ahead and adhere that one down. So I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties right here, but what you're seeing is I went ahead and adhered down both pieces. I measured them to be about 2.5 inches down from the top, both sides, the left and the right. Then I decided to bring in some blue cardstock and cut down some photo mats for both sides. On the left-hand side, I'm going to make those 3 3/4 inches so that I could put a 3.5 inch photo right in the middle of that. I'll have 3 of those across the band on the left, and then on the right-hand side, I trimmed 2 down to be 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, so I can fit a 5.5 by 3.5 inch photo, and I did 2 of those. Then lastly, you're going to see me bringing in this blue plaid paper, and it turns out I only need the small little scrap because I cut more photo mats. I trimmed down a 4x6 photo mat for the left-hand side, and then a 4x4 photo mat for the right-hand side. There's a lot of room on here for some photos, so I am really taking advantage of that. So I think I'm going to bring this one up here, the 4x4 right here, and then the 4x6 down here. Before I go further, I'm going to bring in my journaling area and a title. So for my journaling area, I'm going to bring back in my mat card because I want this red one right here. I love that one. I think it's very festive, and the color is going to be perfect for my layout today. I'm going to bring my journaling box in right here. I'm going to keep it even with my photo mat here and leave this room up here for some embellishing. Now for my title. These are going to be photos of my granddaughter. So I think I'm going to go with "You're a Firecracker." So I like this, but it's going to need something to back that up. I think I had a piece of scrap blue when I cut the mats. Hold on. Okay, I didn't, but I had some plenty in my stash. So I grabbed this one. I'm just going to trim a small piece of that. I'm going to do something like that. Bring in "You're a Firecracker." Maybe I'll put it off to the side so that I could put some embellishing right there. So let me pop this up onto some foam tape. I won't take the adhesive off yet, just so we can make sure where we're going to put it. So we have room here to go even bigger if we wanted to use a bigger title. I could have even extended the blue. So there's option here, but that's what I want to do for mine. I think that's going to be super cute. Okay, I have my titling and my journaling box. I think I'm getting ready for embellishing, but as I'm looking at this one I think I want to build up a little bit more. So I'm going to bring in a piece of the cranberry red cardstock and put it right down over here. Here we go. So I made it just 1/4 inch bigger, and I think that's going to be nice, especially right here. I think that drops down the red to the bottom of my layout, as well as having it at the top. So I like that a lot. Now over here, I'm going to bring in this lovely embellishment, and it has some red down there as well. This came with the embellishment pack with the All-American Blast, and I'm going to put it right over here, and I'm going to use it as a photo mat instead of a journaling card. I have this over here for my journaling, so I'm going to use this as a photo mat. But now that I see it's on here, I feel like it needs a little something too. So I'm going to bring back in the blue that I used here, and I'm going to probably put this right here and hand cut out a little banner out of blue. I'm just going to go right around what's already here and try and keep the same width, which is about 1/8 of an inch or so all the way around. That's going to really help this little banner to pop out. And I really like it now. It kind of fits perfectly with the width of the blue plaid box up here. So there we go. I like that a lot. So let me go ahead and get all this adhered down, and I'm going to get my photos and my embellishing ready, and I'll be right back. But in the meantime, if you're enjoying this patriotic feeling layout, I'd really appreciate some love. Click that like button. I really do appreciate it. And I thank you for that, and I'll be right back. I had so many great photos to choose from. It was really a difficult choice. I decided to take advantage of all the photos and just print them in a smaller size. So I printed some 3x4s and then trimmed them down even a little more to fit on this mat here. I think they're going to be super cute. I think I'm going to change those two around. I'm going to get a lot of photos on here. There were a lot of photo shoots taken during the 4th of July holiday, a lot of cute outfits and some cute facial expressions. I couldn't resist. For over here, I'm going to go like this, and like this. So these are 3.5 by 3.5. So those fit perfect across there. That was exactly my plan. And then those, I just printed more. And for these two spots, I actually have photos. I just decided that I am not going to put those onto the internet. So I do have photos for those. When I'm done, I will put those on and put this in my album. And one more photo I'm going to bring right over here to go like that onto that cute little banner. I went through the embellishments and thought there are some super cute ones here, so let's see what we can do. I loved the cowboy hat. Since they're in Texas, I thought that would be cute. I have all this room over here. I love to embellish around my journaling box, so I thought that would be perfect. So I think I'll do something like that. It fits really nicely in there. I have this holographic USA. Again, these all came in the embellishments for the All-American Blast collection. And it ties in the holograph from over here as well. So I think I'm going to put that probably right over here. I think I'm going to pop that up onto some foam tape. There we go. Make that stand out a little bit more, and I'm going to have it rest right there at the edge of the cowboy hat and on top of the journaling card like that. Okay, some cute sunglasses, which I definitely want to get on this layout for her. So I think I'm going to maybe, let's see here, maybe come off to the side. Maybe, yes, I'm going to do that. It kind of almost looks like the little pigtails that she's wearing. And then when I slide that photo in, it'll go right underneath. And I know that the photo here will be fine. It'll go, I won't adhere this part down, so I could slide that photo right in. And then I'll put this one on top like that. Super cute. And then Land of the Free. This is the one I'm going to bring up here to hopefully distract from my miscut. And I think I'm going to put that up onto some foam squares as well. I like it right there, but I think I'm going to slide it more over this area because of the little line. You can't even hardly see it. So I think I'm worrying about something that's not even a problem, but there we go, right like that. Okay, so I love using those embellishments. I do want to pull in some stickers, and I still have my half circles here. So what I'm going to do with these is I have some room over here on the side of this photo, and I'm going to just bring these in like that. I love doing that. It's a great embellishment cluster base, and it helps to tie in our beautiful banner that we worked so hard on. So I'm going to put those down there. I like this one that says Boom Pop Sparkle, matches my paper perfectly. So I want to bring that in right over here. I do kind of like it right there in the middle. So let me go ahead and put it there, but I'm going to put that up onto some foam squares as well. And it'll go right here. Yeah, I like that. I like the star. The inside of the star is getting all over my fingers. And I'm going to tuck that right down here, over, kind of tuck it underneath this Boom Pop Sparkle. And let's see what else we have. I do want something right up here. I just haven't decided what yet. I think I'm going to bring the American flag. She's holding a flag in a couple of places. So I think, let me go ahead and get this adhered. And then the Euro firecracker will go like this. The flag will come up like that, and I'll slide the Euro firecracker right under there. Yeah, I like that a lot. I really want to get this one on here because it matches the paper so nicely, but it is a little big. I'm thinking I'm going to tuck it right back over here, but I don't need to waste all of that. So let me cut it. I'm going to cut it right down here between this red and this red, but capturing that star in the middle. Maybe like that. Let's see, put that right there for a minute. And then I'm going to tuck this under here. If I can get the star to show, that's great. If not, that's okay too. Yeah, it's just going to have to be like that. And then put the Boom Sparkle overlapping, and then it looks like more fireworks are coming out the underside of that. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And this one, we don't want it to go to waste. So I have this extra room right over here. So I think I will bring it right under there, under the USA. There we go. I love it. I got a lot of embellishments on here. I got a lot of stickers, and I got a lot of photos by cutting them down and doing 2 per section. So I hope you like that, and I hope that you are inspired to pull out your All-American Blast. Try using the turquoise. I know it's a little bit different, but I think you might like it. And I'm going to have my full complete project share of all the layouts I completed with the All-American Blast collection in a couple days, so stay tuned. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.